Hello, good day. This is Keketo, your crypto educator. I want us to continue, looking at what is available here on the Bitcoin website. So we have looked at so much information. We are learning so much, and that is what we want to do. We want to learn, we want to understand what is this Bitcoin. All right, because Bitcoin is a legacy information, it's going to be used in the many years that are coming. Bitcoin is going to be used in the next over 100 years. So it's a legacy information that we are having here, and we are going to be able to, send it to other people so that they can also know what is happening. All right, so here we look at the innovation in payment system. So Bitcoin has always been digital money, which is there to make sure that it eliminates the intermediaries. Then again, it was created as a payment system, so you eliminate the intermediaries, and you also have the feature of it being a payment system. So it's a solution on itself. So the question would be, why would you want to eliminate intermediaries? The answer is charges. They're charging a lot of money in billions, and that money is paid by the consumers. You send your money, you have to be leaving a lot of money, 20% sometimes, to intermediaries. And then on the other hand, when it is used as a payment system, therefore, it is that system that enables the elimination of the intermediaries, your banks and your all others. So basically, those physical infrastructures are going to be eliminated by technology. So it's amazing how things happen in this life that we're in. All right, let's look at the control against fraud. So the innovation, it's all about controlling fraud. Now, unprecedented level of security is possible with Bitcoin. The network provides users with protection against most prevalent types of fraud like chargebacks or unwanted charges, and Bitcoins are impossible to counterfeit. Users can back up or encrypt their wallets. Hardware wallets make it very difficult to steal or lose money. Bitcoin is designed to allow its users to have complete control over their money. So it is really kind of like safe to use Bitcoin, because in the first place, unwanted charges, chargebacks, and as well, because it's using hardware wallets, it provides ownership of your own money in these private wallets that you will be having. It's going to be your hardware wallet where you will be keeping your money. It's called self-custody. And then global accessibility. With Bitcoin, all payments in the world can be fully interoperable. So Bitcoin allows any bank, business, or individual to securely send and receive payments anywhere at any time with or without a bank account. Bitcoin is available in a large number of countries that still remain out of reach for most payment systems due to their own limitations. So Bitcoin increases global access to commerce, and it can help international trades to flourish. Now, it's a solution in terms of reaching out to people that are those people that don't have bank accounts, and so people that don't have bank accounts, then you can send them using Bitcoin, and therefore they will just carry on, go use Bitcoin. They also will not need a bank, because the bank don't need them anyway. So it also allows businesses or individuals to receive payments irrespective of where they are at. And So it actually opens global access. It increases the number of people. It brings a value, economic activity in the hands of many people. So that's why it says it's a global accessibility. Cost efficiency, with the use of cryptography, its secure payments are possible without slow and costly middlemen. A Bitcoin transaction can be much cheaper than its alternatives and be completed in a short time. This means Bitcoin holds some potential to become a common way to transfer any currency in the future, because it could also play a role of reducing poverty. So number one, it reduces poverty. Number two, it is easy or cheaper to transfer money using Bitcoin, money in the form of Bitcoin, cheaper transaction. So people will always find ways of saving money. So they'll go for Bitcoin, and it eliminates or reduce poverty in many countries by cutting high transaction fees on workers' salary, because people do get charged, on their salaries. You get a salary, and then you get to be paid for the fact that there's a deposit of the salary, and all of those. You make a transaction, you get charged, and all those kind of things. So Bitcoin just eliminates all that. And then it has tips and donations. Bitcoin has been a particular efficient solution for tips and donations. Sending a payment only requires one click, and receiving donations can be as simple as displaying a QR code. So donations can be visible for the public, giving increased transparency for nonprofit organizations. So in cases of emergencies such as natural disasters, Bitcoin donations could contribute to a faster international response. I will just point at two important events that have happened in the recent time. Number one, donations. Politicians can collect Bitcoin as a donation for their political events. Nonprofit organizations can receive Bitcoin as donations so that they can further their mandate or whatever they are trying to achieve. And that's very key. And transparency. If then you come back and say, but who paid you? Because it's anonymous, then it is just the addresses. Here are the people. So you also don't know who pays, and therefore you are not going to be responsible to favor or to return the favor to anyone, because monies were paid in Bitcoin. And then the other thing, it's in case of emergencies. Talk about Ukraine, talk about Russia wars, talk about Israel now. It's jumping into the wars. You can name it. With Bitcoin, or even here in Africa, we sometimes have natural disasters where people need help, where we find that there are people that wants to help other people. There are organizations like your nonprofit organizations. You can just send them a donation in Bitcoin so that they are able to assist during those natural disasters. But when it comes to wars, this is what normally happens, that people will be running out of their countries. The banks are not working, nothing is working. And so when your money is with the bank, it means you're going to leave it there in your country and then live without it. You're going to be going through a lot along the way. But if you have Bitcoin, then it means your money is in Bitcoin. When they say it's time to go, you just pick up your phone. You just pick up your phone and go. You just pick up your phone and go, or you pick up your passwords and all those details and go. That's all that you need, because your money is not with the banks, with anyone. It's with you. You pick up your cold wallet and you go. So when you get to a place, you can then get in, take out your money, and continue to live. It helps with that as well. Crowdfunding. So Bitcoin can be used to run Kickstarter-like crowdfunding campaigns in which individuals pledge money to a project that is taken from them only if enough pledges are received to meet the target. Such assurance contracts are processed by the Bitcoin protocol, which prevents a transaction from taking place until all conditions have been met. So you can learn more about the technology behind crowdfunding. It's important. I'm sure a lot of people will want to do crowdfunding projects. Actually, I know of a project that was doing crowdfunding, and then when they are done with crowdfunding, they indicated that the money has been collected. It's enough. Now we are closing the project. The coins or the tokens that you have, you can just redeem them now, and then go. We are done with this token. They are there in the cryptocurrency space. I've seen some of them. So here is here it talks about a distributed contract. It will teach you on how you can do your crowdfunding. So it's a little bit technical, but you'll get an idea. So for technical people, they will always understand what it is all about. So micropayments. Imagine listening to internet radio paid by the second, viewing web pages with a small tip for each ad not shown, or buying bandwidth from a Wi-Fi hotspot by the kilobyte. Bitcoin is efficient enough to make all these ideas possible. You can learn more about the technology behind Bitcoin, micropayments, or about future upgrades currently being designed and implemented to make micropayments more accessible. So they are busy working on micropayments where you'll be paying in Satoshis, meaning the 0.0s, paying small little amounts, as a tip, as a form of a tip, web page, even like crypto channels like mine, you can tip me over there using Bitcoin. So they are working on that. Whilst we're still there, remember to like my video, please. And if you like the content, please subscribe and click on that notification bell so that you can always know when I am sharing the next information. Now let's look at dispute mediation. Bitcoin can be used to develop innovative dispute mediation services using multiple signatures. Such services could make it possible for a third party to approve or reject a transaction in case of disagreement between the other parties without having control of their money. So when other parties don't want the payments to go, then it will not go. Since these services will be compatible with any user and merchant using Bitcoin, this will likely lead to free competition and highly quality standards. All right, multi-signature accounts, we've spoken about this already, that multi-signatures allow a transaction to be accepted by the network only if a certain number of defined group of persons agree to sign the transaction. So it gives us that feature as well. Trust and integrity. Bitcoin offers solutions to many of the trust problems that plague banks or that plague banks. So with selective accounting transparency, digital contracts, and irreversible transactions, Bitcoin can be used as a ground to store trust and agreement. Crooked banks cannot cheat the system to make a profit at the expense of other banks of the public. A future in which major banks will support Bitcoin will help to reinstate integrity and trust in financial institutions if they are going to be using Bitcoin. It brings that trust, no cheating, because there will be no because Bitcoin is irreversible, so transactions will not be released, because once released, then they are not reversible. So Bitcoin can therefore be used as a ground to restore that trust and agreement between the banks and the public. Because to tell you the truth, people don't trust banks. It's just that, and that's what has been imposed on them. Now, resilience and decentralization. By way of decentralization, Bitcoin created a different type of payment network with an increased level of resilience and redundancy. Bitcoin can handle millions of dollars in trades without requiring military protection. With no central point of failure, such as a data center, attacking the network is difficult. Bitcoin could represent an interesting step forward in securing local and global financial systems. So Bitcoin is actually just going to be, like they're already saying, it's going to be a financial system of the future. Okay, because of its decentralized nature. And again, it is resilient, because it's able to create different types of payment networks. And then flexible transparency. All Bitcoin transactions are public and transparent, and the identity of the people behind transactions are private by default. This allows individuals and organizations to work with flexible transparency rules. For instance, a business can choose to reveal certain transactions and balances only to certain employees, just like a nonprofit organization is free to allow the public to see how much they receive in daily and monthly donations. So there is flexibility in terms of transparency. All right, okay. So automated solutions. Automated services usually have to deal with costs and limitations of cash or credit card payments. This includes all kinds of vending machines, from train tickets to soda machines. Bitcoin is suited to be used in a new generation of automated services to cut their operating costs. Imagine self-driving taxis or a store where you can pay for your purchases without waiting in line. Many ideas are possible because this is just a bit, this is just a payment system. This is technology. So probably we will be getting into a place where we see more of the self-driving taxis. People are already talking about that. And also a store where you serve yourself, you will pay with your Bitcoin, you leave. There are many, many ideas, as they say, that can come out of the use of Bitcoin and its technology, blockchain technology. A lot of people are talking about the self-driving cars, and if that self-driving car is what we can then all use, then we just pay it, we drop it, or it drops us wherever, like the Uber today, that is self-driving, and you drive it, or it drives you. You just put where you are going, and it obeys all the rules of the road. You pay it, and then you go. It's decentralized. It goes to the wallet. Nobody can, take that car and go look for money inside the car. There is no money in that car. It's in the wallet. Now the wallet, it might be my wallet sitting here. The money will be falling into my wallet here. So you don't even know whose wallet will that money be going to. It's just a service that is being rendered to you. These are ideas that are available. I think non-profit organizations, governments can actually come over here and learn on all these points that we have mentioned here, so that they are able to know what they can do. All right. So I would really like to ask you to like my video if you like the content, and also to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell, so that you can be aware when I drop the next video. Otherwise, thank you so much. Let's learn together.